Ladies and gentlemen, this is part 3 of Damian Crawford's speech in Parliament debunking Andrew Honest. Remember to hit the like button, get to 1,000 likes, 1,000 shares. The donation link is pinned. Follow me on Instagram. All of that good stuff. Yes? And for this month of April, that's coming up, we want to hit our goal of 20,000 subs. And I need you guys to share with 20 people. Everybody, share with 20 people. All right, let's go. Let's get it.
EF fund was established. Now let us compare periods. Tertiary enrollment increased by 306%. Students getting access to universities and colleges. It moved up by 306%. Let us look at Andrew Holness period from 2016 to 2024. It moved up by 3%. It's by 3. You can see it with them, 3%.
No, Damian.
Emotional damage.
Yo, watch it up.
Stop the cap.
Me have
Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap. No bullshit.
Stop lying,
bro.
Damian.
Stop
Come on.
lying.
That can't be true.
Stop lying.
Damian, that cannot be
Stop.
true. Bro, Damian. Come on, bro.
What can go so?
No way.
What can go so?
No way, bro.
What can go so?
Yo, this need a ball out.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them all there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief.
Right now.
Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out. From Portland. Take them out.
People, tertiary enrollment growth between 1989 and 2007 is 300+%. Jeez, me I look for see. When the man said Andrew Honest a while ago, me not tell no lie. I was looking to see 150. Half of that. You understand what I said? So when Andrew Honest in a campaign to become Prime Minister in the past was talking about fully done. And this mean them really, when I look for have a fully done set of people in a Jamaica, 3% of enrollment, tertiary enrollment, brother, under the man tenure of 2016 to 2024. Mighty God of Daniel.
Help. We need your divine intervention. We're tired of the labor rights. We're tired of the green people. We are so far. We can't take it no more. We need it. We need it. Help. Help. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength. Is a liberator.
Brown man, big up. Claude said when PNP win this election, Mark Bolin and Damian have a lot of work to build back our nice country. Brother, we need all hands on deck. Every single able-bodied Jamaican. We need their mind, heart, and soul, right, into building back this country. I'm here talking about on an integrity level. You see, we always deal with each other on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, man, the word needs to be loved. And God, after the I sent how we do. Trust me. Bridget, this is not normal. Me literally a question Damian Crawford if this is true. This right here, I'm literally wondering if he's exaggerating. This cannot be true, guys. Yo, as much as Andrew Honest is Andrew Honest, I am shocked Because this man was what an education, he was in the education ministry at one point. How do you become the prime minister and have this as a record in a 10-year period? It really seems as if this man was distracted doing some other things. He couldn't have been concentrating on the development and the growth of our people and our children here in Jamaica with a record like this after 9 years. And have the audacity to talk about PJ Patterson. Brother, you need to come down. You need to come down.
We need help, Jesus.
Man, you need to come down, man.
And they said this is the greatest. What variable are we using to analyze that variable? You know, have the ability. They write a speech from yesterday. They never know what I'm going to say. The growth. I'm quoting Minister Holness now. Prime Minister Holness. On poverty. He says, the graph now being displayed. This is the exact graph that the Prime Minister displayed. The graph now being displayed illustrates the trajectory of poverty prevalence in our country. It clearly shows that under my administration, meaning my Andrew Holness administration, we have achieved a steady and measurable decline in poverty, apart from temporary spikes in 2020 caused by the pandemic. This is a direct quotation of Andrew Holness.
Who's ready to...
I wonder if that one they apologize, but hold on, I'm so awkward.
Now let us look at the graph. They received in 2016, because his administration is 2016 to now 2024. In 2016, poverty was 11.6%, and now it is 12.1%. It has increased. Yet we have a prime minister that says this graph that shows an increase in his administration clearly shows that under his administration there is a steady and measurable decline.
Unless him don't know what decline mean. It increased a little bit. Alicia Wigan, big up. It increased a little bit.
That is funny, honey.
Yeah, we have to come together, man.
That's
for true.
funny.
Yeah, man, true.
Oh my God, that is funny.
You're so right. That's why, Alicia, we have to have God in it. God has to be the nucleus of that. God has to be the nucleus of that.
In his administration, he didn't say there's a decline since COVID. I couldn't argue with that because it goes to 21%. He didn't say after we caused a spike in 2017 up to 19.3%, there's a decline. This man said, how can we trust a man like that? Who said that in my administration, from 2016 to 2024, when at the start he received it at 11.6, and it is now above what it was. Above what it was. Let us look. Let us look, Sophie. Move it quickly, because these are the Prime Minister's words, not my words. Move again, so. No, listen, no, make it steady now. This is what poverty handing over was. In 1988, the JLP handed over to the PMP a poverty rate of 30.5%. Senator Bunting, you seen that? I want to put on glasses, good. 1988. They ended, that is the last part of the year now. So we give them just that now. So we get it 89. 30.5%. The PMP administration that they lambast took it down under PJ Patterson and Portia Simpson Miller later to 9.9%.
Absolutely.
Hold on. The JLP then won in 2011. So we give them it 2007. We give them it at 9.9. They carried it to 19.9%. You hear what I said? More than double it. Come again now. Wait. We don't have time for that. Wait. The PMP got it back and moved it from 19.9 to 11. Which party is the party for the poor? All kinds of reasons now. You should apologize to the people. Google it. Google it. No, Google I'll be on time.
Yeah, we have to repeat that one for Marlon Morgan because he might talk too much and you don't want to hear the truth. People look at the graph. Look at the graph, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the chart. Handing over poverty rates. JLP to PMP 30.5. Right? That's a 1988. Right? 2007 PMP to JLP. We carry it down from 30.5 to 9.9. 2011 JLP give us back 19.9. So them increase it to 10%. 2016 we decrease it again by a 8.9%. So 8.9 is basically not no. You see, yeah, 8.9 is basically 9, almost a 9% decrease, right? And then them take it back and them carry it over 12. What we can say is that Andrew Holness is not the worst JLP administrator. If he was to compare himself on this graph in poverty rates, you would have to give him credit because it's just over 1% increase. However, we still can't give him full credit because of the fiscally prudent agreements that the PMP put forward so that they could not push our poverty rates too high this time. It's those agreements, that they have to follow, by law, that actually why the JLP, and I'm saying that, and anybody, that's my opinion, and I think it's a solid opinion based off the facts. The fiscally prudent legislation that the PMP put forth did not allow the JLP to go on their usual hike of the poverty rates, as I can see historically. That's what changed it. Yeah, man, it might waste of time in a parliament, man. Big waste of space. The facts are there, Jamaica. PMP always better party compared to the two. It's just the truth.
I hear you. More than double it. Come again now.
So what about pizza?
Wait no man, make them stay no man. We don't have time for talk. Wait. The PMP got it back and moved it from 19.9 to 11. Which party is the party for the poor? All kinds of reasons now. You should apologize to the people. Google it. Google it. No, Google I'll be on time. AI it, chat GPT it. You know what? Deep seek it. Make a repeat. In 1988, the last day of 1988, poverty was 30.5%, created by the administration of Edward Seaga.
That's the year we started to make
the PMP started now and fought everything that we fought, including what they say is FinZac, including Tree Hurricane, including liberalization, including IMF, including bank failure. We took it from 30.5 to 9.9.
Absolutely.
Emotional damage.
Hey, may I tell you, say, the labor, them a punch the wall after that speech. After this presentation, Splash Titchy, the labor, Chelsea, you know see what I got? The man rub them out, Hey, the man rub out Andrew Holness and the whole labor right them with this speech, Hey, context matters, Make we listen to that again. Context matters, man.
Including what they say is FinZac, including
That's the year we started to make
the PMP started now and fought everything that we fought, including what they say is FinZac, including Tree Hurricane, including liberalization, including IMF, including bank failure. We took it from 30.5 to 9.9.
Absolutely.
With all the things that, how you doing, Chairman? With all the things that the man just mentioned a while ago in terms of obstacle as something that the PMP could have used as an excuse to not do well in that category, they just simply worked through it and did well. Under the Andrew Holness led administration, yeah, you would have heard excuses for not doing well. Much like how they're leaning on Beryl now, since last year. They have been leaning on Beryl. Every single thing that they're criticized about, Beryl is brought up. I've never seen such a weak government in my entire life. And weak leadership. Weak. But let's continue.
Absolute complete analysis.
They then, so we saw the trajectory that was happening.
Yes.
And the people say, you know what, make us see what go on. Some young people said, I never seen no labor right there, let me try. And they won. What happened? It moved from 9 to 19%.
You know, sorry to cut it again, but what Damian just said is exactly what happened in the 2016 election, you know. That was the mentality of the people, you know. We never see JLP in a power yet. Make we give them a try. Andrew look like somebody, and him young, and he must say the right thing them, and him sell the people them. He don't tell no lie, you know. That is exactly what happened in the 2016 election. And I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, although I did not vote, Andrew honestly tricked me too. I was like, alright, you know, hey, make me see what I'm gonna do. You understand what I say? I'm like, yo, him young, him seem to be saying the right things. Could he be a face to the JLP that is gonna change their image in terms of how he governs and how he conducts himself? And you know, one of the things that he was big on in that time was holding the government officials accountable. And I was like, yo, that's one of the things that sold for me. You can imagine my surprise now after years. This man is carried out of a lawsuit out on the Integrity Commission. If you had told me that in 2016, I would have told you you're drinking mad puss piss and you don't have no sense. I would have probably disrespected you in that way if you had told me that in 2016. If you told me that Andrew Wallace would be doing what he's doing now, I would tell you, say you're mad. You're absolutely mad. Yeah, I would have told you that you're mad, man. I couldn't foresee this. I couldn't have seen this, ladies and gentlemen.
Based on what they're saying, labor like salt, man. Every time they come in my shop, every time labor come in, something go wrong. We don't want to more salt government, man. They then take it from 9.9 to 19.9. All right, we take it back. And what happened? It went down again dramatically to 11. And the Prime Minister, who says that clearly it is going down under his administration, have moved it from 11 to 12.1. What can go so? What? I think we have dealt with that sufficiently, Sophie. Madness. No, let's look in the madness. No, that's more written up here. This is the Prime Minister's quotation. It's feed them words, man. Use it. And feed them graph. You come like some people want to do the SB and expect to pass exam.
Hello. Just continue.
A one-sided thing. I don't understand.
But you don't show that just did. I asked him to just leave you alone so you can continue.
He doesn't have that in his repertoire, sir.
I just move on.
All right, thank you. The Prime Minister's statement. He says in the mid-1990s, Jamaica faced a financial sector crisis, which resulted in the collapse of a number of financial institutions. This financial sector meltdown was not caused by any exogenous shock or global crisis. In fact, the US, our major trading partner, had robust growth in the 1990s, averaging 3.4% per annum. This was purely caused by bad governance, he says, bad policy choices, he says, and poor superintendence, he continues, of the economy. FinZac was a homegrown domestic crisis, he says, wholly caused by the PMP, for which we now are only just recovering. This is a statement by Prime Minister Andrew Wallace in the budget debate. Now let us check the facts, Senator Bunting, Senator Scott Matley, Senator Fraser Baines. According to data compiled by the World Bank and the IMF, more than 130 countries experienced bank sector distress between 1980 and 2002. More than 130 countries. Was PJ Patterson the Prime Minister of 130 countries? Was Omar Davies the finance minister of 130 countries? But you don't understand this thing. When you are looking for a causal effect.
Mr. Bunting, stop it. Mr. Morgan, give the Senator Crawford. You have been at it now for an hour. Your colleagues have, in my view, given you a free rein to finish your presentation. But we have a number of speakers and you're touching on an hour now. So I'm asking the members just to allow you to complete.
Okay.
Without the intervention, either
and
support or otherwise.
Don't forget the Prime Minister took 5 hours.
Come again?
Don't forget the Prime Minister take 5.
Prime Minister.
That's why I not take 5, I take 2. No,
you see, you are the ones that gave.
I don't need to be close to the leader of the party, is my goal. I'm master. Ready? If you're going to look at a causal impact, which they are suggesting, that bad government was a causal impact, then that causal impact must be specific to the space that the outcome is coming from. Now what happens? Crises in over 40 developing and transitioning economies. Many required bailouts. Asset management companies were formed, such as FinZac and IMF programs to stabilize. Let's have to move quick, so make we move quick. What were some of these countries? Countries such as Mexico, Thailand, Indonesia, North Korea, Malaysia, Russia, Turkey, Brazil, and yes, Jamaica. Go again. Come here, hurry up now. Some countries did not save their depositors. Some countries did not intervene on behalf of the pensioners, the poor people. So there were places that people lost money. Saving the money of the depositors was a conscious decision of the People's National Party government.
Here.
You see, Argentina, Russia, Kenya, all of them last. Come, we have move quicker. I don't want to stop me before I reach the sweet part. I don't reach the sweet part yet. No, make them stop it. Give me back that stuff. Yeah. Come, give me back that. No, I can't skip that. I don't want to waste no time. Give me, go ahead. A question we should ask the JLP is, what was their alternative? What would they have done if that wasn't the case? What would have happened? Give me it, Sophie. If the PMP did not intervene, there would have been over a dozen financial institutions that would have been already insolvent or on the verge of collapse. Without intervention, many more would have collapsed. Loss of depositors' funds, especially small savers, poor people. Loss of pension savings for retirees. Frozen or inaccessible accounts, triggering panic. Widespread loss of public confidence. Move, Sophie, we have to move quick, I don't want to stop us. Massive contraction in credit investment. Business would be unable to access loans or credit lines. Small and medium-sized enterprises, which are critical for employment, would have gone bankrupt. This would lead to mass layoffs, reducing income and sharp recession. GDP would plummet due to business closure, decreased consumption, investors pull out. Pensioners and workers would have been devastated. Many older Jamaicans would have fallen into poverty, unable to meet basic needs. Social unrest and instability would have evolved. Crime would have risen. Would have lost international credibility and can't get any debt to borrow at this particular point in time. The only way to protect depositors and maintain systematic stability was for the government to buy out the bad loans, recapitalize key institutions, and rebuild confidence. And was there a cost to that? Yes. We had to borrow to be able to afford that. Move ahead because we don't want them safe. But we'll put out the slides. That will show you what happened in other countries that didn't do it. We'll put out the slide. It was a harsh but a wise decision. You can Google Argentina versus Jamaica financial meltdown. Come again. What would they want us to do?
What do they want them to do?
Assalamu alaikum.
That is the question. Sorry.
With SSL. Argentina versus Jamaica financial meltdown. Come again. What would they want us to do? They want us to follow what they're doing now with SSL. Yes.
Well, he went there. He went there, ladies and gentlemen. He went there.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Would turn me up.
Argentina versus Jamaica financial meltdown. Come again. What would they want us to do? They will want us to follow what they're doing now with SSL. That when people like Bolton and some other people lose their money, them tell them hold up them stress. That is what they would have wanted us to do. They would have said that is fool who put it in there, is that we telling them. Had we done that, there would have been straight destabilization of our society. Let's go to unemployment. Yes, because me I try to hurry up, it's not being allowed. Don't rush. Talk to me now. Alright, then talk to me. Let's go to unemployment. No, I'm not questioning. Give me a chance. Take a sip of water. Take a sip.
Take a sip. Take 2 sips. 3 sips if necessary.
My sign language expert is tired right now. Let's go. I'm not questioning the measurement of unemployment. And it suggests that 3.5% unemployment exists. However, Mr. President, we're nowhere near full employment. In economic terms, full employment doesn't mean zero unemployment. It means that nearly everyone who wants to work and is actively seeking work can find a job. A rate around 3 to 5 is often considered full employment by global standard. Now within that, you have other types of unemployment, hidden unemployment. There is the L2, which is the number of persons who want to work for 40 hours but not working for 40 hours. So therefore they're underemployed. Like a man get a day's work or 2 days work, she go wash, she's underemployed. So when we say underemployment, it's not only a person working below the job of its qualification, but the consumption of its hours is not to what they desire. And then there's L3, there's people within the potential labor force that they're still interested in working, but them not find none, so them kind of not look, but they're still interested. But let us move forward. So that's hidden. However, the working age population, and this is from the book produced by the government, the FPP, the fiscal policy paper. It says working age population is 2,156,000. Willing to work is 1,468,300. Not seeking work is 687,700 people.
I think that's a
Listen
lot.
to them. Now they are not factored into the consideration of our unemployment rate. So it seems we have an unemployed and a not employed, which is different.
Wow.
Okay. 687,000 people. Now if we put our head in the sand and celebrate the full employment 3.5, we almost have to import people and not look at 687 people that have surrendered.
That's a lot.
1,000 have surrendered. Come, let's go.
No, that's a lot, because you're talking about that's what? That's not a quarter. That's 1/6 of the population. Yeah, that's 1/6 of the population. That's a significant fraction of the population that is not seeking work. That's a significant portion of the population that is not productive. And so how do they factor them out of the equation when talking about unemployment? This is why statistics, you see, context really matters, Context really matters. Let's continue, guys. Wow, I didn't listen to his entire speech, This is very eye-opening. Guys. I hope you are appreciating this as much as I am. Let's continue.
No, I'm not trying to exaggerate. So in my research, I found that the workforce is really 14 to 75. So there's some within that 687 that shouldn't legitimately be in that, because they'll be in school and stuff like that. So therefore, I removed in school 144,000. And I removed 65 plus 231,000, because I'm not trying to lie by exaggeration. It still leaves disengaged labor of ripe labor age 312,000. There's no policy, there's no promotion, there's nothing in the budget other than $20,000. All right, we soon reach that. These 300,000 people, I can put it to you, are depressed. No wonder they're seeking to divert their mental state from morning till night. The only way an individual can seek to alter their mental state through alcohol consumption and drug consumption from the time of waking up to the time of going to bed is if they're in mental pain. They have given up, become fodder for gangs. Not in the budget.
Gangs stop keep 100 gangs down from 350. Gangs have a stop keep.
Well, you carry me to crime. You read my speech. Crime. I'm reading my speech. The biggest year over year jump in murder is 1979 to 1980. You hear people talk about PG, and the biggest jump was when the JLP decided that by any means necessary they'll win the next election. And that was 1979, it was 351 murders. 1980, it got to 899 murders. I must accept that the first year Jamaica murder count exceeded 1,000 was under the PMP's administration, and that was 1997. The highest murder year was also, I think that is incorrect. I think it's... Oh, okay. I'll check it. I think, but all right. So this is correct. So the highest murder rate here was under the Jamaica Labour Party. The second was under us. Oh Lord, let's go further. Let's go further. I never wanted to tell a lie. Ready? Now, let us look, Mr. President. Mr. President, I beg you some opportunity. Let us look. Let us look at who is the best and the worst Prime Minister as it relates to murder rate. Under Bustamante, all of this is what the Prime Minister presented, you know. All of this is what the this particular graph, this slide, this table was taken directly from the Prime Minister's speech. Ready now? Was ready? Hold on. No, not this one. I'm lying. This was yes. No, sorry. I apologize. This is not the one. If this comes from an analysis of the one, I'll carry the one soon. So I apologize. That is not true. This one is not true. But let's look at the numbers. Under Bustamante, the average murder rate for his term was 92.4 murders per year. Under Michael Manley as Prime Minister, 1972 to 1980, the average murder rate for his term was 362.78 murders per year. Under Edward Siaga, 1981 to 1988, the average murder rate was 446 per year. Under P.J. Patterson with Michael Manley, the average murder rate was 932 per year. Under Bruce Golding and Andrew Holness, the murder rate was 1,458 per year. The worst performing group as it relates to murders in this country. Under Portia Simpson, with the assistance of the leader of opposition business, Peter Bunting, and the assistance of Divine Intervention.
I know you think you are cute and so beautiful. Everything in your life looks so wonderful. I'm so glad you enjoy being rich. If that's true, why'd you act like a bitch?
There was a 1,127. Under this government, this administration, Andrew Holness only, murder is 1,390 per year, the second highest. And he wants to disguise that by saying we had a good month, or a good day, or a good quarter. Under his superintendence, murder is 1,390. Go further. Yeah, we good man, call it Andrew. Look at the graph there.
Senator Brown, you don't have to stand, you don't have to get up. Senator Brown.
And the acting chair spoke to him. I really believe the decorum of the Senate.
You talking about decorum?
Yes, I am doing so. The decorum of the Senate.
Yeah, hello, please. Hello, please. Senator Brown, I hear you. Gentlemen, ladies, members of the Senate, please allow the member to complete.
I'm coming to the...
Go ahead, Senator. It's just...
You don't want to be associated with what's being...
Senator Brown, I need to apologize to you. You rose and said that it was a question of decorum, but coming from you, I found that a bit startling. But I apologize.
Well, I want to finish. Mr. President, look at that. Look at that graph, Mr. President. Mr. President, look at that graph. The Prime Minister has suggested that the superintendence of crime is a proxy of performance. They have said that. I heard a radio station said the murder Prime Minister is P.J. Patterson. Well, let's look into it. The Prime Minister said in the budget that the control of crime is essential for development. This is the budget. The highest year of yearly murders in this country, under the highest average of yearly murders in this country under any government, was under the Bruce Golding 27 to 2011. The second highest year is under Andrew Holness. And yet they say they are better at managing crime than the PNP. How? Them say this is the start. The numbers are there. You have the numbers? So what is the fact? They never did? What happened? Let me stop there. Let's look at this iteration. From 2012, where some of us were present, to now. The gold medal, 2017. Highest murder rate in this period, 1,600. Let's look at the whole of the front part. Them are dominant champs. JLP 2017, JLP 2022, JLP 2021, JLP 2023, JLP 2016, JLP 2019, JLP 2020, JLP 2018. Every lane full. And look at what we had. 4 of the 5 lowest murder rates. What am I going to say now? Financial crisis? Go again. The Prime Minister said in his speech, if you increase it and decrease it, how you forget praise when you don't reach where it was when you got it? I don't understand what they're saying. Let us recall, the Prime Minister says, and this is from his budget speech, I quote, let us recall that the drop in murders from 2009 to 2014, for which the opposition seeks to take credit, was a direct result of the SOE launched in May 2010 by Jamaica Labour Party administration. Remember what I tell you they're depending on? That the children don't know and the adults have forgotten. Let me remind them.
People, hey, Sherman, me have to play that back. Me not be sure what you want to say. That last minute there, mighty God. I have to go to the bathroom, ladies and gentlemen, real quick. Alright? That's why I look at music at the place. So I have to run out because I listen to it on my phone, you know. To make sure it's an advertisement that can disturb. My goodness.
Ready now?
Yes.
Was. Ready, hold on. No, not this one. I'm lying. This was, yes. No, sorry, I apologize. This is not the one.
You see how quick it, and I really wanted to make this point. You see how easy it is for the PMP members to apologize when they made an error and say that they were wrong. This is a character trait that is not prevalent, that is not existing in the DNA of the Jamaica Labour Party of present. They never do anything wrong. They always have an excuse. Look at the Portmore Parish Bill. Somehow Terry Longtongue is trying to say that the JLP win. And we are going to mash down that lie too. You understand? On this live stream. I do a marathon this morning, you know, because we have a lot to cover. You understand? We're going to mash down the Portmore Bill lie. Right? When they were clearly gerrymandering and now they want to say, oh, we weren't going to put it into legislate it or put it into law just yet until we iron out. Man, listen. Me hear so them have secret meeting last night, ladies and gentlemen. You hear about it? Look who sus me up Andre Stevens when the show starts. Say them have secret JLP meeting. Run at one place, run at one part. I saw it bad that allegedly the JLP have secret meeting. Then what them could have saying at the meeting where they don't want the media to hear. I wonder if is that not a sign of an entity that doesn't want to have accountability? Because the vlogger them a deal with them bad still, no? The vlogger them a deal with them bad. Every lie them tell them pull the file and Jonas. And seeing this one, we pulling the file again. Mash down them lie, mash down that now.
This comes from an analysis of the one. I'll carry the one soon. So I apologize. That is not true. This one is not true. But let's look at the numbers. Under Bustamante, the average murder rate for his term was 92.4 murders per year. Under Michael Manley as Prime Minister, 1972 to 1980, the average murder rate for his term was 362.6 0.78 murders per year. Under Edward Siaga, 1981 to 1988, the average murder rate was 446 per year. Under P.J. Patterson with Michael Manley, the average murder rate was 932 per year. Under Bruce Golding and Andrew Holness, the murder rate was 1,458 per year. The worst performing group as it relates to murders in this country. Under Portia Simpson, with the assistance of the leader of opposition business, Peter Bunting, and the assistance of Divine Intervention, there was a 1,127.
Yeah, forget God.
Under this government, this administration, Andrew Holness only, murder is 1,390 per year, the second highest. And he wants to disguise that by saying we had a good month, or a good day, or a good quarter. Under his superintendents, murder is 1,390. Go further. Yeah, we good man. Call it Andrew. Look at the graph there.
Senator Brown, you don't have to stand, you don't have to get up. Senator Brown.
And the acting chair spoke to him. I really believe the decorum of the Senate.
You talking about decorum?
Yes, I am doing so. The decorum of the Senate.
Hello, please. Hello, please. Senator Brown, I hear you. Gentlemen, ladies, members of the Senate, please allow the member to complete.
I'm coming to the.
Go ahead, Senator. It's just.
You don't want to be associated with what's being
Senator Brown, I need to apologize to you. You rose and said that it was a question of decorum, but coming from you, I found that a bit startling. But I apologize.
I want to finish. Mr. President, look at that. Look at that graph, Mr. President. The Prime Minister has suggested that the superintendents of crime is a proxy of performance. They have said that. I heard a radio station said the murder Prime Minister is P.J. Patterson. Well, let's look into it. The Prime Minister said
the murder Prime Minister is P.J. Patterson. People take a screenshot of that graph there. Oh, Colin, how you doing? A number of vloggers is included in the meeting for the JLP. I'm planning to take over YouTube. Oh, well, me make sure so me give some mud sticks to you guys. Anytime the labor them come out to the misleading information, and listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you something. It is easy to really fight the enemy in terms of misleading information. All you have to do is not listen to them. When you guys go over there and you guys are in the chats trying to fight them, you're helping their algorithm. You see, when you're over on these types of platforms that is telling you the truth, you have to give that type of engagement to the truth. React to the truth more aggressively than you react to the lie. You understand what I'm saying? I noticed that you guys listen and you guys pay attention and you don't really type over here on my platform. Even when I have 800 people in the chat or 1,000 people in the chat, you guys don't really type. But I'm telling you, these are the platforms that should be typing in. Me notice one another day over the other platform and I engage with the labor right them. And them a tell lie and you like what them a say when I react. You guys are helping those platforms to grow and get them in the algorithm more because of those engagements. There's a science to the algorithm and to YouTube. Alright? So that's what they're really doing. Kimon, how you doing? The screen. Salute.
in the budget that the control of crime is essential for development. This is the budget. The highest year of yearly murders in this country, under the highest average of yearly murders in this country under any government, was under the Bruce Golding 27 to 2011. The second highest year is under Andrew Holness, And yet they say they are better at managing crime than the PNP.
It's tools, hardware.
So we said no distractions. No distractions.
How? Them say this is the start. The numbers are there. You have the numbers.
Yes, big up.
So what is the fact? They never dead? What happened? Give me something. Let's look at this iteration. From 2012, where some of us were present, to now. The gold medal, 2017. Highest murder rate in this period, 1,600. Let's look at the whole of the front part. Them not dominate chance. JLP 2017, JLP 2022, JLP 2021, JLP 2023, JLP 2016, JLP 2019, JLP 2020.
People, take a picture of this graph. This is alarming. This is alarming. Look at this. Look at this.
JLP 2018, every lane full. And look at what we have. 4 of the 5 lowest murder rates. What am I going to say now? Financial crisis? Go again. The Prime Minister said in his speech, if you increase it and decrease it, how you forget praise when you don't reach where it was when you got it? You got to understand what they're saying. Let us recall the Prime Minister says, and this is from his budget speech, I quote, let us recall that the drop in murders from 2009 to 2014, for which the opposition seeks to take credit, was a direct result of the SOE launched in May 2010 by Jamaica Labour Party administration. Remember what I tell you they're depending on? That the children don't know and the adults have forgotten. Let me remind them. The May 2010 state of emergency was not an effort or a decision to fight crime. It was based on the fact, you know what you say? That there was a crisis in Tivoli Garden. In 2009, let us remind the people, the United States requested the extradition of Dodos Cook, who was a known gang leader and a considered head of the Shower Posse, a violent transnational criminal organization. He was also seen as a powerful figure with political loyalty to the Jamaica Labour Party. Ready now. The government chose to delay from 2009 to 2010. The Jamaica government under Prime Minister Bruce Golding resisted the request for the extradition, including Andrew Holness. He was leader of government business. Yes. Andrew Holness was a senior member of the Jamaica Labour Party. Yes. The JLP then hired a firm. You hear what I said they did? They hired a firm to block the extradition. Manat, Phelps and Phillips.
Hold on, I never knew this. They hired a firm to block the extradition. I never knew this. Very interesting.
No, you don't have to elaborate.
Yeah, make
a point about it. Yes, a point about it. A point about it. Mr. President, whilst we all tend to be liberal in respect to presentations that are made by members, and I think that the comments, a lot of his presentation is irrelevant to the bill. It is irrelevant. It is irrelevant. Well, take the point there. We are in this chamber, and there is a standing order that says that presentations must be relevant to the bill, not relevant to any discussion that may have taken place or debate that have taken place elsewhere. Right? And Senator Crawford has been given wide latitude, Mr. President. And I'm asking
Senator Crawford, you hear what the objection is?
Yes.
Must be relevant to the bill, related to the bill.
Can I respond?
Senator Brown.
It's important. I am addressing.
That's not what, in this bill?
Yes.
Yes, right.
No.
Minister of National Security, everything.
Yeah.
But can I answer, Mr. President? Because I want to finish.
No, when Senator Brown and Senator Sinclair finish, I'll address
but
you.
I want to finish, sir.
Let Senator Brown go on.
We have the 400 hurdles to go watch.
Hey. Tavares can't manage Mr. Brown, you know. Tavares can't
Senator Crawford, you sit down on the side of the chair now drinking water. You're not a champs yet, you know.
Mr. President.
But you see, I am the starter, you know. You get the picture?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I don't want you to disqualify me. Don't disqualify me.
I want you to, Senator Crawford, stick to the bill,
yes,
right? And with the greatest of respect, you have been given the latitude to 5 minutes past 1. I would appreciate
I'm trying to finish the disrupting.
No, man,
Mr. President,
you're encouraged.
Can I respond,
the
sir?
disruption. No, just continue, man. Just continue.
Yes.
Stay relevant and continue.
Is this bill about the budget, Mr. President?
Joy.
Teach them again. Teach them, Damian. Teach them.
And in the budget, is this bill about the budget, Mr. President? And in the budget, is there a segment for security in the budget? And is there a need for analysis of the spending?
Yes.
I am speaking to what the Prime Minister said was the reason for this budget being casted as it was.
All right, Senator Brown, Senator Crawford, go on, man. Continue, man.
So what you say now?
Yo, they can't manage Crawford, you know. He's too intelligent, you know. All they matter about standing order and them stuff. They can't manage it. When he don't deliberate, it better than just lower him and make him go on.
We don't want to hear this. The Jamaica government and the Prime Minister Bruce Golding resisted the request and hired a firm to block the extradition. This sparked domestic and international criticism, alleging that the government was protecting a criminal figure. Continue. Now what you say? Now when they decided to sign the extradition after pressures, because there's a whole SOE, what was that again? No man, where KD said pack your bags and go. There's a whole thing. There's a whole commission of inquiry. We can analyze it if we want. I don't have to go further. But barricades were set up after he was given time to prepare. By the delay. Barriers were set up, police stations were burnt, and therefore a state of emergency was called. The state of emergency was not called out of a cabinet decision to fight crime. That's not true, but continue. The government declared the state of emergency. Security forces launched an assault on Tivoli Garden, and 73 deaths happened. I think this is 73 civilians. And they're talking about apologize. Have they apologized to Tivoli Gardens, one of their chief supporting communities, for the deaths that they caused with their decisions? But then...
That's an excellent point. All JP people really continue to support them in that area. Tivoli people still after the... Yo, I don't understand what people. May I tell you the truth? What is the line? I want to ask the people. You know, I don't know if any of them is listening, but let me just put it out there in the airwaves. What is the line for you where government is concerned? What can they do for you to say, all right, you know what, this is it. You have crossed this line, and we're not going to go any further with this. What is it? Tell me, please explain it to me. Because these types of things really bother me. I don't really understand how to really function in a them capacity there and still afford for these people. You know? Because if I was in that zone and it happened to me and my family, and I see my brothers and my sisters, you know, not necessarily direct brothers and sisters, but my brothers and sisters, you know, suffering, their lives sacrificed because of decisions, ill decisions of the government to delay giving up orders to the authorities. I would really have to evaluate my support for that party ever again. And I'm talking about ever again. This don't make no sense, Bridget. I don't get it. I honestly don't. Just explain to me in the comment section.
The Prime Minister in that thing, go down some more, Sophie. Next one. Suggested that the Prime Minister suggested in his presentation that if the PMP did not end that state of emergency, that crime would have gone down further. Let's look at it, because the truth is their enemy. This is, go back up and show them the picture so they know it's true. Up.
Hi, welcome to
That's what we do.
Information service that was being managed. Oh, let's look at it because the truth is their enemy. This is, go back up and show them the picture so they know it's true. Up. This is from the Jamaica Information Service that was being managed by the government of Jamaica, the JLP government, in 2010. Let me read it. Go down, make I read it. The Prime Minister said the PMP ended it. How can we trust this man? It quotes, a resolution to extend the state of emergency, which has been in effect since May 23rd, was not approved in the House of Representatives Tuesday, July 2020. The resolution brought by Prime Minister the Honourable Bruce Golding sought to extend the state of emergency in the parishes of Kingston, St. Andrew and St. Catherine to August 21st, 2010. This is the sweeper. The resolution needed 31 votes for approval. But 6 government members, who was the government? The JLP. 6 government members were absent when it was put to the vote.
Wow.
The 25 government MPs who voted in favour was not enough, as the 18 opposition members abstained. So they needed their people, only their people.
Only their people.
Only their people.
Is that gaslighting?
That is gaslighting.
Gaslighting.
I understand from analysing the Hansard, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, that the current Minister of Justice, Delroy Chuck, was absent.
Wow.
Is the Hansard tell me now, I love sue people? They get something today. Alright, but good. Delroy Chuck, the current Minister of Justice, absented himself. He needs to explain to the people of Jamaica.
Yes.
And the Prime Minister, who was the leader of government business, with the duty and job to make sure the 31 was there, keeps repeating that the PMP ended the state of emergency. How can we trust this man? Go.
There's no truth in them.
And he says that all of Senator Bunting's achievements was due to 2 SOEs. Yet when he had multiple SOEs for multiple years, crime increased by 211 murders.
Yo, this part right here really, when you analyze that, right? So the Prime Minister said the person benefited from SOEs, Bunting. And it's the reason why the crime in that time went down. But if you're going to use that logic, which Damian Crawford just did, and compare, well, you have had more than 2 SOEs under your watch, and crime is still not anywhere close to that figure. Yo, bro, you have more control. You claim to be more organized and all of this thing, and you're highlighting community achievements in the community of St. James. We have only had such and such murders, and this is phenomenal. And you use the SOEs. But guess what? At the end of the day, the criminals migrated, bro. The criminals left, allegedly, right? So the criminals are no longer in that area. I'm not talking about St. James specifically. I'm just saying as an example, because I saw a video the other day, right? So the criminals leave from one area allegedly and go to another area, and then you boast about bringing crime down in that area. It should be an island-wide effort of bringing down crime, and you cannot use it you cannot fight the crime with SOEs. It would mean that you'd have to shut down the entire country to fight crime, and you would suffer businesses. It cannot work like that. So in essence, the Jamaica Labour Party under Andrew Owens, they do not have a legitimate plan, you know, to actually fight crime. I hear the press say it all the time, and it's not like she telling them don't have no plan for really solve the crime issue. It's not a sustainable plan. It's a plan that violates our constitutional rights in terms of the SOEs, you know, abuse of the SOEs, and the PNP had to take them to court for it. You know how much time you see on the news, the people them is balling over the SOEs, and them can't feed themselves, right? No man. Criminal elements should not be allowed to affect the people like that, right? Because the police them are, you know, I want them to go out and go in, do them job effectively and reach home safely. You get what I'm saying? And the police, they need to have their own license firearm too. Right? They need to have them weapon. And I'm talking about the good police. You see the police them that have a trigger happy problem and them stupid peppering and them have some bad thing and so no. Don't give those ones guns. Give the ones that are level headed. You understand? Give them the opportunity to have them own gun. Bolo, you have to get into politics at the representation level. Chelsea no easy, no. Chelsea, you're not the only one that has said that. All I'm doing is really giving my understanding of what Damian Crawford is saying. You get me? I added my thing to it based off observation. But let's continue.
Between 2018 when he started his SOEs and when, but 20 or 20? After. But Bruce Golding's 2 was the reason why 4 years after you could be successful. Now, what that makes sense? What can go so? What can go so? This is the type of analysis that the Prime Minister is giving. No, they said they saved for a rainy day. I hear the finance minister said, oh, we save, and when we save, we can spend, and we can save for a rainy day. They said the PMP is not the saving party. Well, let's analyze a rainy day because COVID-19 was a rainy day. Yes. If there's ever a rainy day, COVID-19, let's analyze. Let's analyze. Me already tell you about that already. Lies will not win you this election. And now I go to a lie. But when COVID came, they depended on the NHF, which was created by the People's National Party. That is the PMP saving fund that they had to raise. One again, so if I don't want it too long.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Which was created by the People's National Party. That is the PMP saving fund that they had to raise. One again, so if I don't want it too long. When COVID came, they depended on the Universal Access Fund. All of the spending for children to get access on the wireless, and that was PMP saving fund. Come again. They depended on the Tourism Enhancement Fund. They depended on NHC. Created by the People's National Party. E-learning Jamaica, PMP saving fund. JC, PMP saving fund. Come again. Chase fund, PMP saving fund. Had it not been for the PMP saving fund, they could not have executed 40 years ago. Where would we be? I give you no. I rewarded Edward Siagafat. I gave him a plaque. He came to the dinner. He wasn't as what do you call it now? Biased as you. He came to the PMP while he was dinner, and I gave him a plaque. Look, NHT, created by the PMP in 1976.
Oh wow, Chelsea, that oh my God, thank you so much for that compliment. Thank you, I really appreciate that. But you know, you're not the only one that has said that. But I would have to admit that I would have to, you know, I would have to go and get some certification on college education and university education. I would have to at least get a degree. And, you know, if I was to go into representation or politics, I would have to get a degree. Yeah, I would have to boost up my education profile. And of course, I would have to learn, you know, the intricacies of the government and how it operates, and you know, the constitution, or laws. You know what I mean? Those things I think I would have to be. I think everybody in the government should have some knowledge of those things. A basic knowledge of those things. Well, let's continue.
Michael Manley. Jamaica Social Investment Fund, 1996, PJ Patterson. Chase Fund, 2002, PJ Patterson. Right. National Health Fund, 2003, PJ Patterson. Right. E-Learning Jamaica, 2003, PJ Patterson. Right. Tourism Enhancement Fund, 2004, PJ Patterson. That's Universal right. Access Fund, 2004. Did you see Antonio name up there? Oh, but that wasn't a source of fund. So it wasn't the saving fund. But it's a program that they're depending on. But I'm showing you that how is it that the band raiders are saying that they're better than the farmers of the town?
Them are reap the blows and skirt fruits, but don't want to give credit to the farmer. What can
well, no, we're going to some ideas galore. Hurry up,
ideas galore.
First they said,
my goodness, Damian.
I have no idea. What stupid
Calm down, Damian.
Argument.
You don't want them lick you, man.
Argument.
Well, now we're going to some ideas galore. Hurry up, you know. So,
Ideas galore.
first they said, we don't have no idea. What stupidity is that? How could a collection of over 4,000 people have no idea? But they say we have no good idea.
Just say what Northern is that?
Yes. What madness? No, when we link them with ideas now, they say it wasn't costing. I want any Jamaican to go to the presentation by Andrew Jonas in 2015 in this parliament as leader of the opposition going into the election and tell me where his costings were. Yeah. Just go and look back at that 2015. I don't need to tell nobody nothing.
Go look, right? Go look.
Right? It has never been.
Never been.
The itemization of each project in the
Hi, Dion. How you doing, Dion? Salute to you. Dion Bernstein in the building. One of my day one. Salute to you, Dion.
opposition leader speech. Never been. Give me a chance. Come now. They will steal some ideas. Ready now. Minister Williams' assumption. Minister Williams says that the opposition promised daily lunch meals at primary and secondary school for all children who are in need. I want you to listen to that, you know. It's a quotation to say for all children who are in need. The government currently spends $9 billion for 200,000 children to get breakfast, snacks, and midday meals for 190 days. If anything is put in this country at risk, it is this minister that is putting this country at risk. Why we know this minister is putting this country at risk, Minister of Finance? Because her cost analysis don't add up, the maths is not mathsing. If she should spend $280 per child on 200,000 children for 190 days, that is 10.6 billion. The budget is 8.98. So already she has billion, 1.66 billion shortfall. How much other bad maths is in this budget? How much other bad maths? At $200 a meal for 190 days. It is either they're lying on the number of children, because it would be 168,000, or they plan to feed 31,000 fewer who need it. We go again. Let us not forget that in her analysis of the PMP's proposal, she said 400,000 children are in need. The JLP's proposal is to feed 168. They have decided to sacrifice in this budget 231,203 children that she says, as the former Minister of Education, she should know. That is not in the budget. But she says the PMP needed number is 400,000. She should know. We go to transportation. 50% deep rural problems. Again, Sophie, rural problems. Let's look at student transportation. Oh Lord. Well, let's look. Student transportation. The JLP main program, we have RIDE, Rural Initiative for Delivering Education. They have a national rural school bus system. Number of students to benefit, 50,000 from the PMP side. The current number of students benefit from the Park RIDE program is 7,500. Allocation per child, 2,500 per week via school operators. So, for example, the Dean of Discipline or the Guidance Council will recommend a child who they see not coming, and they will say, you know, this one have some troubles, and then the analyst will go and analyze it. Their method, they just catch a bus if you catch a bus. Phase detail, the JLP said that they'll phase it in. Coverage focus, island-wide for the PMP, the JLP is picking 1 and 2 parishes. The role is to reduce absenteeism and improve access. Next one, Sophie. Housing policy. The PMP, NHT, we will stop taking the money out of the budget. And they have made heavy weight of this one. When the election is called, after today, the 11 billion from the NHT budget would already been taken out. Therefore, the Prime Minister, to be Mark Gordon, has made a commitment that he will take no further funds from the NHT. People who are activists and acting as journalists are saying, then why is it in this budget? But Prime Minister Andrew only said he's building 7 town centers. None of it is in this budget.
None. Not one.
But nobody asks why is he talking about that in this budget. There's never been a conversation of a budget without painting an overarching view.
Chelsea advocating a bad. Chelsea said degree is not a requirement to get into political representation. I think that you're being modest, but I take your point. I thank you. yo, the key is to be humble, you know, man. You know. But yeah. At the same time, we have a balance, you know.
Of what we will do. But let's look. Affordability, I love that. Yeah, man, I'm about 3 slides, not you? 3 slides.
Mr. President, might the Senate be permitted to sit beyond 1:30 to complete the business of the day?
Senator, the question, you have heard. Those in favor? Those in favor? Those in favor?
Aye. By the way, let me just remind my taxi drivers that the PMP's transportation plan to use taxi drivers to put money in the economy and provide growth. The JP transportation plan trying to buy bus to compete with them. Make we tell them. Ready now. We have a rent-to-own plan. The rent-to-own plan has been continuously conversed upon. This is where if you don't have access to the money, you can go and rent a house, and a portion of the rental will go towards your mortgage, to your down payment, and eventually the rental become a mortgage. When that lick them don't know what to say, they have no plan. Young buyers get support, $1 billion fund to give the young buyers $500,000 as a deposit help so that you can go forward. They have none of that. Informal settlements under POSHA will be reviewed. They have nothing like that. Come again. Under housing policy, we also said we're going to have better things for the teachers, but under housing policy, Andrew Holness said in his presentation, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Dr. Andrew Holness, under the new social housing program, 208 houses have been delivered. Let us do the maths. This program that he takes a picture every time he's giving over one. The one picture. If PJ Patterson was to take a picture of a house, he would take every day for about 30 years. But listen, no problem.
For 30 years, what's a Bolos on outside toilet? What kind of food? You know what? Let me not be tripping to that waste man over there.
The same Prime Minister, Dr. Michael Anjones, he estimates that the need is approximately 6,000 houses. If he has built 280 houses in 9 years, it would take 193 years for him to build 6,000 houses. How is that policy to be celebrated? It might be for this reason that the Auditor General, said that this is a duplicated program that didn't need to be done. And then he responded to say, she either what like Nana sense, but basically disregarded her statement.
Yes.
What 193 years? You're going to wait? That don't make any sense. Go again. Tertiary education, I have some students here. University education. I just 2 left, now what you say? Student loan. The PMP says we will cap student loan payments at a manageable % of your income. We will suspend payments at the period of unemployment. And there will be no penalty. What the JP says. We will extend the loan payment years. So if they extend the loan payment years for $3 million from 7 years to 10 years, it will move to about 39,000 from 46,000. Now if it now work, where are you going to get the 39,000? The PMP is better.
Of course, the PMP is better.
The PMP has also said that we will do a loan default amnesty. So that those who are in arrears and have big penalties, we will remove the penalty and make arrangements. I have seen it for businesses, I've seen it for water, I've seen it for life. Why not for students? What the JP said, not at all. Scholarship access. The PMP said the first person in every family that matriculate to the university will be given a scholarship. That will be 6,500 based on our calculations. What the JP said. In his speech, Andrew Prime Minister said he'll give 10 scholarships for construction. 6,500 compared to 10.
Mighty God.
The PMP is better. Teachers incentive. The teachers will get student loan relief for every year that they remain in the classroom. Because we must fight to maintain our teachers. They will also be considered for some form of concession after every 5 years that they stay in the classroom. They don't have to migrate for house and car. It's one slide, let me stop it now. What the JLP says. They don't remember teacher none at all. They don't remember teacher none at all. They don't remember police. With all the effort that the police are putting them in the line of fire, many police and soldiers cannot get a license for firearms, Senator Bunting. You know that?
Wow.
And they are now being exposed, sitting down a stoplight, everybody see them, everybody know them. They have an M16 or a SLR for the government in the day, and they cannot get approved for a 9mm in the night.
In the night. Hey, the advertisement come perfect. Yo, Chelsea, you gotta chill. Chelsea said, Bolo, we have a mayor in St. Thomas who can't read, and the mayor of Portland can't come. Oh my
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
I can't argue with that, man. Yo,
That is funny,
I
honey.
can't argue with that. You got me.
That's funny. Oh my God, that is funny.
Oh, Jesus have mercy on our soul. No, sir. One maybe 6. Oh my goodness. Hey, Chelsea, I guess you'll have to advocate for me then. Warren more, you know, let me tell you something. You see, it's the nasty nature of politics, you know. Especially Jamaican politics that I don't like. I can't be a hypocrite. I am like Andre Hart. You know, I really want better for this country. I want better for every single individual. I want us to be productive. And I know that we have the talent here in Jamaica. I know that we have the minds. It's to harness them through education at a young age. You see the way how they do it in the Asian countries. You see the structure that they put into education to teach their children not only the culture but also tangible things they would need to maneuver through life. You notice how they deal with the kids? Let me, you know what? I'm gonna find a video after this. This is so finished. Hold on.
Will give approval. They have an M16 or a SLR for the government in the day, and they cannot get approved for a 9mm in the night. When we get into power, we will give special consideration to the security forces for a licensed firearm. You can't buy the library. Listen, man. The teachers will get tax relief on their laptops, and we will treat the internet as a tool of trade. Because you have to have information to teach. This is not addressed by the JP. We can move on to skill training, but the time is upon us. Because we said that we're going to do a special program to put into all the high schools 4 options of vocational study and have a vocational pathway from 10th grade to 13th grade where you graduate with a level 4 in vocation. They have proposed special projects such as Lift and Care program and mentorship for students. I don't know. Go ahead. The PMP is better. Now let us look at quickly total children or total youth age 17 to 19 to 29. I only have one slide left in office. Stop me now. Just 2 more, lick and everything all right. Just 2 more pop-up. Just 2 more of this. No. Nobody watch my style. Can we take it? Me. Every style me have them teeth. So don't watch me. Can you see how them teeth my belly big? None of my opinion them belly not gonna be good food in the school. Good food in the schools. No man belly, the children will be alright. Ready or no?
Watch the man belly.
The government have made heavy weather in this budget. That they have a program called Lift. 500 children per year. Every year they will do 500. From the age 17 to 29. What is the number of persons in this age cohort? Using an average of 36,000 per year. This is taken from the Minister of Finance. That is 468,000 children in the age group 17 to 29. The government has made heavy weather of a program that is going to do 500. So therefore 500 will be lifted and 467,500 will be left. So 500.
No. This was alarming. Total people aged between 17 and 29. And in the program that the JLP put forward, ladies and gentlemen, 500 a year would be helped. Yes? 500 out of the 468,000. I want you guys to keep in mind this number right here. Screenshot that. 468,000. We're going to go back to it.
100 will be left. And over 400 will be left. She said, they said they have other programs. They have another one where the Prime Minister said, and I'm quoting, heart.
Every time I do that, the advertisement is coming.
No, let me read the Prime Minister quote first. Heart, which is Heart Trust, will be proactive in finding you, this is the person not engaged, and bringing you to the well of training. If our economy is to grow, we need every able-bodied man and woman who is able and capable to enter the labor force. That's what he said.
So, with the Prime Minister saying that, right? Let me screenshot it too, because I have to go back to this now. It's our show by itself. This right here, sir, is a whole show by itself. We can have a conversation around the statements and the math that is employed to show you the words don't match the actions. But let's continue.
He said, remember, I just show you we have 300,000 who decided in the night. Yeah. The program that he has targets 1,980, 30 per constituency. How can you say that you are going to make a big thing and the advertising budget would have bigger than what they're going to pay to them? Because that's the Mayor's Park, I tell time by spark. Why many believe the road to fix? The time by spark. They have done that alone. Now, on the radio, finally, Mr. President, I have heard Senator Morgan make heavy weather. And I've also seen my former friend, Bvrfam. Oh, eh? That is my former friend. But I still have to try to help him because he can't come past 10 without backstopper. So I have to send some backstopper. Think come. Say that it will cost $1 trillion to fund a first in the family scholarship. Senator Morgan said that the PMP is backtracking because we said one per household. They don't understand the difference between a policy objective and a policy strategy.
Understand a policy objective and a policy strategy. Listen to what man saying.
The objective is to have 1 degree per household. And therefore we're going to implement a strategy where the first child in every household to matriculate will get a scholarship to the end university upon which they matriculate.
Policy, aim, strategy. That is it. The policy is aimed towards getting 1 child a degree per household. That is the aim. So you put the policy in place and the strategy to maneuver that objective. That's it. And that's what they were opposing, you know. But because they never did come up with the idea, that's why, you know. Chelsea, I killed me today. Now I understand why Damian Crawford said that Andrew Wallace is not as bright as him when he was in his first grade. I remember when he said that. He went an idol.
Jamaica. Go again, so. Go again. You don't have no bashment. All the children are left when they get up. Don't tell me already. Go again, Sophie, do this something quick. Oh, so Mr. President, when you look at the history, the PMP is better. When you look at the present, the PMP is better. When you look at the ideas, the PMP is better. So all I want to say in closing, Mr. President, is that the JLP should call the election and come down peacefully. Thank you, Mr. President.